ladies and gentlemen. Strap into your seat for another action-packed episode of Coffee Talk with Cindy and Jamie.
Hi, welcome to another Coffee Talk with Cindy and Jamie. Today I'm here joined with Gina. Gina, can you give us a little background and give us a little story about you?
Sure. I was first diagnosed in March of 2000, with relapsing remitting, and have, over the last 23 years, converted to secondary progressive MS.
Okay. So for a lot of us out there, we don't know the difference between the types of MS there are. Can you give us like a brief little description of like what your MS started as and what it is now?
Okay. Very simply, relapsing remitting is you will be doing perfectly fine, and then you'll relapse a little bit, have a little bit of an exacerbation, and start having more symptoms. But then that's when they give you steroids or IVIG or however they're managing it.
Mm-hmm.
And you will gradually get pretty much back to your normal pace.
Mm-hmm.
Secondary progressive, as you start getting the relapses, you don't come back from those completely.
Okay. 23 years.
23 years.
You're telling me earlier that you've been on a number of different medications.
Yes.
So I've gone through the whole gauntlet of all of them.
Have done a lot. When we started, there were only three.
Just three drugs when we started out.
Yes.
And now there's 25, 26?
I think so.
Wow.
There's a lot of them now.
Yeah. So how did you get involved with the MS Society?
About 7 years ago, I was gifted a trike through the Secret Santa program with one of the teams here in Texas, Wingman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just started riding. And at that point, I decided, if I'm going to ride, I'm going to have to fundraise, and I'm going to have to tell people that I have MS.
Did you not let a lot of people know beforehand that you had MS?
No, I didn't tell anybody.
Oh.
The only people that knew were doctors,
mm-hmm.
or anybody that my family told. And it was always with the caveat, don't let Gina know I told you.
Mm. So why did you keep it closed off from everybody for so long?
There was a stigma.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like there was a stigma. I was working as a nurse, and I didn't want doctors to look at me
mm-hmm.
and think, well, I don't know if she's going to be able to handle this. Is she telling me the right thing, or is she mixing the medications up? And I didn't want to be talking to the patients and taking care of them and totally forget what I was saying in the middle of talking to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing that right now you told me earlier that you stopped working a number of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So your MS got to the point where you couldn't
Right.
have a job anymore.
Right.
So sorry to hear that one.
Well, it's okay. It was kind of a mental and physical thing going on then.
Mm-hmm.
But it was relapsing remitting at the time, so things would kind of come back, but
mm-hmm.
it just started happening more and more frequently. So I stopped doing that, but anytime that happened, I think I've kind of reinvented myself several times over the past 23 years. So it started with, I was working full-time as a nurse and doing ballroom dance and helping with my niece and nephew and taking them everywhere. And then once that stopped with work and with dance, then my other sister had kids, and my job was to stay home and take care of the kids. So I got to totally change everything I was doing and be somebody else.
That's good. So I've known you for about 2 years now. And I think one of the things that I've always noticed about you is always that you're so hopeful and you're so positive outlook on life. Having a disease that is right now incurable, what are you still hopeful for, and how do you keep that?
There is going to be a cure. So we just continue working towards that, and you just have to be able to adapt, and maybe you can't do something one day, so do something else until you can do it. And if you can't do it, it's okay, then you've got something else to work on and to accomplish and to make goals, and so you're not just sitting there wallowing in everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, this is not a death sentence. This is something that it doesn't have a cure at the moment, but it's going to. And there are drugs out there that can help manage. You can help manage with diet. You can help manage with supplements. You can do Eastern, Western, whatever kind of medicine you want to do. And you have to find the ones that work for you.
No, great. Well, it's been so great getting to know you over the years. And thank you again so much for all the fundraising that you're doing. And then also for just coming out and supporting us and everything that we do.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jamie.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's episode of Coffee Talk with Cindy and Jamie. Tune in next time for another action-packed episode, and hope to see you on the road during the Valero Bike MS Ride to the River on October 7th and 8th.